but that moment for me was really formative. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So was that your first trip to Africa?
It was, yeah.
That's awesome. And then you went to Zambia. That's awesome. So
can't wait to go back.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm sure Africa would love to have you any day. So you kind of I want to touch on something before I actually get into the other topics, because you mentioned that. Would you say, as far as product is concerned, would you say it's designed and or developed for the different regions? Because it sounds like there was a little bit of some experience in terms of like that being in Africa, the ecosystems. Because, you know, when you think about Africa, for example, sometimes we can talk about internet speeds, we can talk about the technologies that are available and so forth. Does that affect how a product is designed and developed in terms of different regions?
It does. I mean, I think that we've gotten a lot better about it. If you are building a product, you're kind of thinking about platform, which we're going to, I'm sure, dive into what platform product management means here. It's really about building things once and being able to do it over and over again. Globalization, localization, those are table stakes now. So I think it does impact if you are being very region specific in how you build a product, then you're going to hit a better target on your user experience, right? If people can see themselves in your product, then they're going to use it more. So localization, globalization, those really matter. From a security perspective, this is where things get tough, right?
Yes, absolutely.
How can data cross regions, and are we making sure that data privacy is adhered to? How are we? I know that you've got this on your list.
Absolutely, yeah. I was gonna mention that for us, it's a nightmare, because then we start to talk about GDPR, and even when you say localization, even within say the US, right? Yeah. There's CCPA from California, and all these different states have their own privacy laws and so forth. And it's very hard. I can attest to that, especially with some of the designs that we've worked on, working with product teams. That can be a nightmare. So yes, absolutely.
Heavily regulated industries are going to be like the hardest, right? This is where, for me, security and UX are hand in hand. The UX of a product for a financial institution is going to require that how the data gets transitioned throughout the world geographically is intentional and thought about, and that's all user experience. That
absolutely. So that said, since you kind of touched on it, I'm gonna dive into that a little bit. Yeah. So in the context of product security, how do you define trust and confidence in a digital product?
From a user's perspective, right?
Yes,
so that's what I'm gonna always.
I know you're totally here to represent the user, so we got it.
Anyone who's listening to this already knows all of the InfoSec definitions, and you probably have your CISPA, and you guys are good to go. From a user's perspective, I trust a product. Well, let me ask you: how do you trust a product as a user?
I think as a user, for me, it's the ability to say, can I manage my data, or how that data is used and so forth. And it's interesting you brought that up, because I was going to get into something later on about the fact that a lot of users don't even understand some of these options or capabilities that exist for them. Say, when we talk about GDPR, which you were referencing earlier, there's the ability to say the right to be forgotten and all of those things. Users don't understand this, that they exist. And these are security and privacy elements that are built into product development that they can leverage. But yeah.
Right. So as a product leader, these are decisions we're making in the build process, when we're building out a spec or a product requirements document. These are decisions that really, really matter. Are you making it a button have you ever gone to a website where you're trying to eliminate your data or maybe delete your account, and it takes you 25 clicks, maybe even you have to chat with a live person? I'm losing trust and confidence.
Absolutely.
As I'm going through this process.
That's interesting.
Right.
And as a user, all of us as technology users, we face that all the time. I mean, you can talk about this example of just, there were laws that were passed so people can manage what information is gathered from them from websites and so forth. And I know you and I have seen this, and it's so annoying when you have to consistently set your cookie settings
The
It's the
cookie.
most, yeah, it's the most annoying thing. But
Okay, is it annoying, or is it now just like it's akin to the terms and conditions that we all blindly sign? I think there was a study done. I don't have the numbers, so don't quote me. But if people were to actually read the terms and conditions when you sign on to anything, it would take 3/4 of your life to actually read.
I was gonna say, come on, like nobody ever reads